Rise Up Society, Love in Action, is a ministry that works with people, and we work with people from different stages, right from the employees, the staff of Rise Up, to the field officers, who are half employed by Rise Up. And we also work with international people who are our donors and sponsors. And my experience with Rise Up as the founder and director is that I have encountered some treatment that wasn't very good. I was treated like trash, beginning with the employees I worked with. We began an organization, and our motto was to empower people. So sometimes we've even worked with people who did not really qualify very highly to hold some positions. And because of that love and the experience and expertise that people gain as they associate with us, we have given them some positions of responsibility. But later on, they ended up treating me especially like trash, because they just did not fathom, they did not have the capacity to handle the responsibility we had given them. And because it was too big and they couldn't comprehend it very well, then they took the blessing that God had given them through us for granted, and they ended up, messing up. And when they were confronted, then it backfired. So right from the employees, we've been treated, I've personally experienced that rejection, that treatment like trash. Sometimes you've even seen in videos, we have gone and we made this jigger victim who is so badly off, they can't even remember their own age. Things are just not so good for them. And we get there and we begin, helping this person. And eventually we see the person improve, and sometimes they get well. But sometimes, even just on the onset, you cannot tell why, but you'll see somebody having an attitude and treating you like trash when you have gone there to help them. But they cannot appreciate the blessing that God has brought them. So they act with an attitude. And after the treatment, and you even give them things they did not even buy, but then you see an attitude. You see the jigger technician being treated like trash by the very person who has been helped. Throughout Rise Up, in the years we've even worked with the international donors and international friends. And I've personally been involved with friends that I thought were wonderful people. And I have a weakness of being very trusting. So I have trusted some wrong people. One time, I've even trusted somebody and made personal sacrifice, set up a kitty where I was, saving money and putting their money for a ticket. And I actually paid for a plane ticket for a sister to come over, and so that she can help us with the books of account. Not that we don't have books. We have the books of account, but because she had, experience in finance management, according to what she told us, she would come and help us to get the books reflect the Western standards, because we targeted Western donors. So I pay for everything. When she comes here, I go out of my way to take her to Kenya coast, at the beach in Mombasa, where there is fun and all that. Coming to Bungoma, I offer her a place in my own house. She treats me like trash and refuses to stay at my house. And she stays at the hotel room, where again she claims I went and, stole, money from her and her drugs. And, very wrong story, being treated very badly. She goes back home and she writes a resignation letter, and she recommends another organization that never brought her here, and she tells all donors to now move on and support that organization, and she goes on to work through the ranks so that the people who are supporting us, including the biggest donor we had, now works with that little organization that did not bring that sister here. And so, for the goodness that I had been to her, I harvested being treated like trash. And it hurts. It is very frustrating. And we go through that. We go through that where we receive very poor treatment. But as I've mentioned, it is always, okay when you receive that treatment from somebody who doesn't know you. Because, if you don't know me, you'll leave me within no time. We will part ways. We can only stay together longer if our understanding of each other keeps on increasing. But if I keep on at this level with you, in terms of you knowing me for a long time, then that relationship eventually dies. So we have people who don't even know us, but they treat us like trash. And we wonder, why is this person treating me so poorly with an attitude? Why are they treating me like crap? The truth is that is life. Sometimes it's not about what we are doing. Of course, we should appreciate the fact that we also goof and we do things that are not very good. And that is why there is need for us to do a self-introspection, to search through our lives and understand those dark gray areas where we might be offensive, and sometimes even be like Jesus to ask, what are people saying about me? What is the opinion of people? What do people say I am? It's very important so that we can be able to be given the light to illuminate our gray areas, so that we can work on that to be able to correct our own attitudes about others, or to correct ourselves so that others can look at us in a different light, so that we can gain acceptance in a way that is righteous and justifiable. And so I'm going to muse some more as we go into the Word of God to look at some of the maltreatments that people received through their lives. So stay tuned.